Hello, everyone. This is Kathy. And it's been a very long minute since I've been here. But here I am, and I'm going to be making a journal. And from start to finish, it will be a page-by-page journal, meaning the binding's going to simply be a three rings. And each page will look like this. So I'm going to take you through how I make this, and then we'll decorate a page together. Each paper is 8.5 by 11, folded in half. And then I've folded it in half and then glued the piece together. And so that when it's in the journal, using the rings, you can decorate both sides of it. Okay, so I'll show you what I did. Let me get you'll need an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I'm using pink Monarch prints. This is their latest kit. I think it's, I don't remember, Lace and Ferns maybe, Lace and Flowers. I've taken and made a bunch already. I'm using regular journal paper except for a few pieces. This one I made out of cardstock, and I glued it so that it will become a pocket. I'll also use some cardstock for the front and back cover, which I haven't decided on yet. But so far for today, I'm simply going to take a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be double-sided. I had already made these double-sided, but you don't have to make them double-sided because they're going to be glued together. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue this together. And the reason I'm gluing them together is they're really not strong enough to not double up on. Let me fix this. Once they're in the little bindy thing that I've made. Okay, then I've taken a piece of black cardstock, and this measures 2.5 inches by 8.5 inches, a little under 8.5 because I'm going to trim it off a bit. It's like 8.25 inches. Just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to score it down the middle at 1.25. Just like that. Take my bone folder and make it very crisp. Then I have a template that I'm going to use that looks like this. And all I did was I took a pencil and after I folded it in half, I kind of just made a little thing like this. And so I'm going to use it now to cut out this piece. And you don't have to make a little swirly thing. You can keep it just, you know, as it is, squared off. But I kind of like the way it looked. Oops. And then I just used a pencil. I don't know if you can hear that banging. I'm having my roof replaced. Getting ready for hurricane season down in Miami. Okay, so that's going to be the edge. And it'll be put on just like this. Now, I notice a little bit of white. I could ink that, but I'm just going to trim it off. Okay. So, I'm going to take a hole punch, and using the big hole, I'm going to make a hole there, make a hole about a ½ inch from the each edge. So that it looks like this. And then I'll use this as a template for all the other pages. Going to take my eyelets and use 3 of them. And I'm using eyelets that look like this. Got them off of Amazon. I actually didn't intend to get these, but they're always out of the We Are Memory Keeper ones. So I got these instead, and I like them. You just have to be a little stronger when putting them on. And you'll notice I didn't glue on the binding. I didn't glue down this because then, since I didn't, I can use it for little tuck spots. Okay. So that's the way this looks, just like this. Now I have 2 pages. One was the sample before. So eventually, they will each be bound. They will all be bound. And I'm putting approximately 20 pages in this journal, so it will fill up the ring. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate this. I pulled out some stuff. I'm just going to do a collage on one side. Let's see what I have. These are all pieces from the Pink Monarch prints. These are all tags. And I kind of like this piece. And I'm really just doing a rough cut around it. I'm not so fussy with my fussy cuts because I really don't like to fussy cut. I got a Brother Scan and Cut, and that really helps. That can cut out your pieces. As long as they have a border around them. Sometimes I have to take and draw a border, like a darker border around them, so that my Brother Scan and Cut recognizes it. And what I like about doing individual pages, it allows me to use, I'm going to use this. It allows me to use sewing a little easier, you know, if I choose to do that. This piece here that I'm tearing, this is from Vintage Style Snippets. This is the packaging for one of the pieces that I purchased. Nell really gives care and thought to her packaging, which is, I love it. Okay. There's some other things here. These are all tags. Not going to use those. I do have a big sticker that I think I'm going to use. I want to see if it'll show up first. And it will. It'll look like a background. So I'm going to try this. Maybe I'll have it coming up from the bottom. And I'm going to trim this. And trim this. Okay. And these flowers are also from the Pink Monarch Prints kit. I just printed them on clear sticker paper. Okay. Let's see what else. A bunch of stuff that I cut out here. I don't think I want to use that. I think I'd rather use something here. Let me see what I have. I'm not sure where I want to put her. Some little scraps here that have been embossed. Okay, let me get some gold. I'm going to use some lunar paste, and this is Gold Rush. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Remember, when you pull up, when you're ripping paper, you'll get this leftover little pieces that you can ink when you pull down, you don't. Okay. Always have to have a number. Okay. I'm trying not to think too much and you know, kind of stifle myself. I'm just finding things and putting them on the paper. Sometimes I get so caught up in my head. You know that I end up doing hardly anything. It gives it a little dimension. I like it. Let's see what else I have in here. This is kind of pretty. A little too big. Lesson learned. Ink before you glue. Until I do it the next time. Okay. I need something down here. Okay. It's getting there. Maybe a circle up here. Let's see what I have. Okay. And for the back, I think I want to put a pocket. And I have some in here, I think. Choose joy every single day. I'm actually going to cut that off. And I'm going to put this here. I'm going to make a pocket. Whoops. 2 of those. And make this a little pocket down here. A little tuck spot. Okay. Now, let us put some stuff in there. And some little tickets. Can write on those. Let me put that little heart in there. And some picks. and cards. Okay. That can go there. And maybe a tag here. Too big. Okay. Let me find my hole punch. Okay. And ribbon. I get my ribbon from my scrap cabin. Okay, and I believe I have some words. If you ever get at Christmas time those boxes, Dollar Tree, I always get them and collage them and use them to hold stuff. So if ever you want to try that, they're a lot of fun. Okay, So I'm going to put actually the saying right here. And maybe the word moments, or should I put it up here? Sorry for the mess, guys. Maybe I should put it up here. Oh, you know what I did? Oh, no, I didn't. Thought I put it upside down. Freaked for a minute. Let's see what else I have. Adventure. Explore. Lifetime. Journey. Adventure. Everyday. Discover. Oh, I think moments is the right one. Okay. Whoops. That's not good. Okay. Cut this a bit. Okay, so that's the first page I've made for the journal. And join me next time where I'll be making a few more. You all have a good one. Bye.